So since we only have a couple 100 acres left to go, we're farmer fixing it.
This is gnarly over here.
On Huff Hill, so it'll be me and Emma.
And Jaden. So this was supposed to be our last day seeding wheat. We're almost done, but we are rained out. So this morning it kind of dumped on us for a little bit. We were stopped for like 15 minutes, and then this big old system just built up and it's dumping, but we need it, so it's good. We're not complaining, but we're not gonna be done today. So we just got rained out like 2 days ago, and there's this big old cloud. Ugh. Okay, we had to use the pry bar as a hammer, and we had like 3 tie rods shoved up in there. Tire rod, and never mind, we got it. So since that is dropping fertilizer, they need to fix it. So we have to go back to the shop. We forgot about that job because we did the packer tire, and then we had a delivery at the shop that needed to get unloaded. And everything around here is chaotic, so forgot about it. Solutions.
Oh, really?
Just kidding, we got better solutions.
Okay, let's turn it down here. This should be more than we need for those couple things.
So since we only have a couple 100 acres left to go, we're farmer fixing it, in the words of the boss.
You can see the holes up inside here. Right up.
Yeah.
In here, there's holes.
So we're taking a sheet of tin that we cut with a grinder, you know, super straight, super effective and efficient, and some silicone. And we're gonna plop it up in there and hope it works. It will work, but it's only gonna work for a couple 100 acres before it corrodes out again. So this is a temporary fix. It'll get fixed for good later. So we just got a little chunk cut out of there.
But it's a little narrower. Look on it and jam it up in there.
Okay, perfect. So now get the silicone. Here is the soil status for the last day of wheat planting. Pretty moist. Well, this stuff is packed, but out there it's pretty moist. So all those holes were filled in, and since farmers are the most patient people on the planet, we're gonna shove some more silicone in there so we don't have to wait for it to dry.
That's acceptable.
So these are not ideal seeding conditions because it's been raining. It's still moist in the air. and those gauge wheels start caking up with mud, and then it lifts the hoe drills out of the ground. So when the gauge wheels get muddy, you can see a little bit more anhydrous coming out of the ground because those hoe drills are a little bit more elevated than we would like them. And that's part of the reason why it's so hard to set the depth on a hoe drill too. Because, you know, if your wheels are caked up, it's no bueno. Almost done seeding wheat, and this field, it doesn't look familiar from this angle, but if you look closely, you can't see it from here, but that is the culvert last year that absolutely destroyed my grain cart tire and rim because I followed Ross over there. So it was my fault, but everyone says it's Ross's fault that my tire popped. Look, you can see the grain cart tracks leading over there. That was a mistake. So if you're new here and you haven't watched my harvest videos, I'll link that video in this description. But I hit that culvert and totally busted the rim and the tire. It was bad. That's not good. There's the little culprit right there. And Matt is actually training me in the air seeder, and he's the one that had to unload all my grain on my cart, and he took a video of me and he was laughing his butt off. So we're just, you know, getting her done. The cool part about working for Craig on this farm is that you can see my tire tracks from harvest last year. I've never had that happen before. All right, this is almost it. Tristan's pass, this pass, and then wheat is done for 2023. Also, if anyone from area watches these videos, I have a hole in my jeans. It would be a homie move if you sent me some new ones. I wear a 31 long, just in case you were wondering. I don't know, how much did you have on your way? Not a lot. Not a lot. It'll be a little while. So now that's done, we gotta clean out the meter rolls and switch them. Matt went to put his sunflower rolls in and it didn't fit right because they were constructed backwards. We were both so confused.
We're going to go into setup and we're going to go to the rear meter. We're on setup.
Yep.
And right now the rate is 110. We're going to change that. It's going to be
Like 3?
probably about 3.2. We'll know for sure. We'll go in and fix that when we get to it. Okay, we're going to change the product from wheat to sunflowers. We're going to change the color roller to yellow. Oh, and I think we're
Number 4, right?
number 4. Okay. So that's set up. Now we need some seed to put in it.
So that previous clip, we were adjusting the seeder to put sunflowers in, and then we had the sunflowers get loaded up, and then we actually have these sunflowers treated, so that's what that blue coating is. And then we fixed that meter roll so that it would go in properly so that we could actually use it. So with calibrating sunflowers, it's just like the calibrations we did earlier in previous videos with the wheat calibration. We're just making sure that what is coming out of those meter rolls and the tank is actually what is coming out with this little scale and all the good stuff. We got our calibration done, and now we need to do the verification of the calibration because, and with sunflowers, we change it from 0.1 acre of a verification to 1 acre because we're only seeding a very light rate of seed, which is like 3 pounds per acre of sunflowers. So we're gonna go run out of this seed, and that will only do 27 acres. So you don't need a lot to go a long ways with the sunflower seeds. Moist.
The way my tag is moving.
We do in between every time we fill up and every time we switch fields is checking all of the rows. So Matt is going to turn on the fan to blow a little seed on the ground, and then we crawl under it and check for seed. You crawl and check all of these. So the sun's going down. We're doing another verification to make sure that everything is coming out like it should.
Try to block it. Block the wind. 3.06.
So the rate we were putting down was not the pounds that we got on the scale. So we're gonna change it in the computer and keep rolling for the night. I'm gonna even it out a little bit. So when you're in the air seeder, this is what you're seeing. So down here we have our map. That's just like any other tractor. And then up here you see the rate of the fertilizer that you're applying and the rate of the seed that you're applying, and then the rate of your anhydrous. So all of the rates can be changed depending on what you need and what you're seeding. For example, we're seeding about 3 pounds to the acre of sunflowers. For wheat it was like 110 pounds to the acre. And then we also went down on our fertilizer and anhydrous for sunflowers as well. And you can see over there, that's where you change those. That's where your anhydrous tank is. It shows how full it is, but it's like not as accurate. It's just, you know, giving you a guess. But you can really tell when your anhydrous starts to run out, when that jumps from like 35 pounds to like 250 pounds, it starts sputtering, and then you're out of anhydrous. And then your fan speed is also important because the fan is what's blowing the seed through the machine. So when your fan speed is down, your rows block up, and then that's not good. So every time you turn around, sometimes your fan speed will like drop down and you have to recalibrate it right there. But other than that, your fan speed is just something to keep an eye on. So you're watching your rates, your other rate, your fan speed, and just making sure that everything is up to par so that you can keep seeding. And there is a lot more behind the scenes of that, but that's the gist. There's a lot of calibrations that you can do. There's a lot of technology that's involved with it, but that is what we're watching. We're also driving about 5 miles an hour, and Matt has this tractor set up so that he uses the iTech buttons. I've never used these before, and I literally didn't know what they were for until Matt was like, yeah, you just push that button, and that button will lower your speed and your drill at the same time, and then that button will raise your drill and your speed at the same time. So you can set it up in your computer to have that all bingo bango bongzoed, but that's handy because every time you push the number 1 button, it takes you down to 5 miles an hour and it lowers your drill. And then every time you hit the number 2 button, it raises your speed to 5.8 and then it raises your drill, and then you can always adjust your speed right there. So like if I wasn't happy sitting at 5 miles an hour going through a washout, you just scroll that little dial back, but you don't turn the RPMs down because that turns your fan down and then you get blockage.
Oh, weird.
The last day of seeding, it's all like a race to finish. Not a race, but we're all trying to like get done efficiently. So we're all gonna run out of seed, but then we're not all gonna run out of fertilizer when we run out of seed. So there's 4 drills going in this field right now, and it looks like Craig is gonna get done first because he only has like 15 acres left. We have about 40, and then the other 2 boys have a lot more because they filled up last night and then didn't do very much after they filled. So they'll be out here finishing the field, and then after we get done, we're gonna dump our fertilizer onto the tender truck again. So the tender truck will have more fertilizer in it, so if the boys need more fertilizer, then they'll have some, because last night we didn't have enough to fill them with fertilizer to the point that they need it. So it's a mumbo jumbo of a finish, but it's the best way to finish efficiently. We're doing another seed check because we only have a couple more acres to go. We got to make sure the seed is being evenly distributed through the meter. And there's my prints from last night. That's funny. So Craig is somewhere, I think he's back there. No? Yes. Craig finished. He's out of seed and fertilizer. We're almost out of seed and fertilizer. We're on like our last 20 acres. We have to go get more fertilizer because last night we were low and they're not gonna have enough. So we ran out of fertilizer and seed. We're gonna meter out the seed that we have left in the tank, and then we're gonna put it over on Joel's tractor. That's a wrap on seeding footage. Thank you guys for tagging along. If you missed the other seeding videos, you can find those in my North Dakota 2023 playlist, and the other videos should be in there. I'll be posting videos soon of what else we've been up to over this summer, and we're about to start harvest as I'm recording this right now. My content is kind of delayed, that's why I haven't been posting as much. I've just been trying to sit back and kind of enjoy being in the season a little bit more. I will be posting our summer work soon, and we are going to be starting harvest this week. It is currently the 12th of August as I'm recording this outro right now. Thank you guys for watching. As always, hasta la pasta.